everybody, I am Kate Dillon from CrateInsider.com, and I am here today at the Dirt Track in Charlotte. I'm in the Pro Fabrication booth here, and I'm really excited. We're going to have some special guests, but my first special guest is not going to talk back, so I'm just going to tell you about it. We brought an engine down here today. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I didn't bring a microphone for this, I apologize, but we have a brand new 604 sitting here, and we're really excited about these new ProFab headers that they came over. And come on over here, Andy. This is my guy Andy from Pro Fabrication. So say hi to everybody.
Hi,
like
everyone.
Crate Insider land here, because we don't ever know what's going to happen on a live video, I'm telling you. But I'm loving these new headers.
Right, yeah.
Love it. Tell them about it.
Yeah, I kind of appreciate it. So, we already created a video like a while back telling us about the headers, but we're super excited to be out here. This is kind of our first time in a crate race per se. The other week we were at Virginia, but just kind of trying to get our feet wet and get out here and sell some crate headers.
Absolutely. And we can sell my engine too. So if you're watching
exactly.
and you're here, it's for sale. Oh, let's see. Jim says, send it to me. I can use it. Absolutely.
Perfect.
For sure. And there's some great stuff on here. We really outfit this with most of the things that we really recommend. So we've gotta love the race fan that's on the front, the 3-blade race fan. We have a Jones pulley system on the front of this with an Edelbrock water pump. Here we have our intake waterline kit, or intake manifold waterline kit on top here. This engine was done by Hendren Racing Engines. Of course, they are the biggest crate engine rebuilder in the country. Love working with those guys, and I appreciate all that they do for me over at Hendren's for sure. Then we've got now I just put a kind of placeholder carb on here, I'll be honest. But then we've got our Crate Insider flat air filter base. We have a Walker air filter right here, and we have a Crate Insider flat air filter lid on top with our Joe's air cleaner stud. Love the guys at Joe's. Love working with them, and we've got some special projects coming up ourselves with Joe's. I love finding new products.
That's awesome.
New products are my gig for sure. And like we can see other people inside the camera. In fact, let me just see if I can flip the camera around without screwing this up, because I'm trying to go live horizontally. Facebook does not like this at all, and it took me a couple of tries here, but I think I can turn the camera. Oh, I can. Let's see what happens. Oh, and everybody went scrambling. They went scrambling here. Oh my gosh, there were people here, but okay, this.
I think we have a...
I'll be honest, that is not the first time someone has run when I said, hey, I'm going to point a camera in your direction. It totally happens. We're expecting a couple of other people to come over.
Right, yeah,
sure.
hopefully, yeah. We have several drivers and different manufacturers and stuff, so as soon as the driver meeting's over with, or whatever their little hoorah down here, I think we should have some people down here, but I think we already have one here.
Oh, let's bring him on.
Yeah, maybe Dylan Smith. He drives a modified, so maybe I'll go grab him and get you out here and talk to you. Go ahead, Dylan.
Excellent.
I'll take your place.
Hi, Dylan. I'm Kate from
Dylan
CrateInsider.
Smith, nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. I've certainly heard your name. Now, where are you here from?
Concord, North Carolina. We're 5 minutes up the road.
For real?
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
I didn't realize you were that close. And,
We're that close, but so far away. We didn't get here at 8 o'clock, 8:30 the other night, so we're crunching on time, but we made it. We're here. We're having fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now tell me, where do you race?
We've only run like 10 races so far in the modified. We ran here the past 2 years, and then we run like 6 or 7 out of Carolina. Just kind of trying to branch off a little bit more, maybe go into some bigger races the next couple of years and see what goes from there.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And let's speak up, because I don't have a microphone on this. We're just on a phone, and we've got cars in the background, and hopefully you guys can hear us. I am kind of, let's see, Kate, are you bringing Crate Insider to the duel in Vegas? I will not be there, but I do have one of my, I've really partnered with someone in Oregon. His name is Danny O'Neill. He's going to be down there at the duel with some, you'll just look out for a Crate Insider t-shirt like this, and he'll have some interesting, I'm going to get him some flyers and stuff. So I won't personally be there. Maybe it's something I need to look at doing next year. That would be, I'd like to get out to more races. I do have to say, coming down to Concord, this isn't only an hour and a half from where I live, so I still stay down here, but it's a lot easier for me to get here and get out of the office. Now Dylan, are you brand new to racing, or do you?
No, we've run for years. We just started dirt probably 5 or 6 years ago. We started running mini outlaws, which they have the same wheel to weight ratio as a World of Outlaws sprint car, but it's basically a go-kart. So we started running those, and then we got into modifieds, and we're running 602 crate modifieds. So we're liking it so far. It's just putting it together.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A little long of a time, but we'll be all right.
Well, and you know, tell me more about what you think about running a 602.
It's fun so far. I kind of can think about it a little bit more compared to the Mini Outlaws. Getting jarred around the small stuff. Now that I got suspension, it's kind of just, it's like driving a boat down the road or a Cadillac.
Before that, you were just kind of bouncing around.
Now you're just kind of cruising.
I've never heard modifieds it really described as Cadillacs.
Oh, it's
before.
crazy. It's crazy.
Well, I guess
you go from a little car and you just turn so fast, and then you get into these things and it's just, you're chilling.
Wow. I've got someone watching for questions. Do you have any questions, Christian? Not yet. Okay.
Send in your questions.
Yeah. Tell us whatever questions. We're waiting for a couple of people. We're hoping Randy LaJoy from the Joy of Seating. We hope he's going to come down. The drivers' meeting just got done, and so we're hoping that. Well, and are they doing separate drivers' meetings up there?
They broke it up. Now they're talking about championships and people with track championships. We haven't run since last year, so we don't have to worry about that. But there's a few people up there.
Good.
We got Fergie Tom on the other side of the mic. Come on in here.
Oh, come on. Absolutely. I didn't know you were going to be here. I'm so glad you are.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Good. How are
Wow,
y'all? Good to see you.
Great, fantastic.
Am I in here?
Yeah, we'll have
Step in a little bit more.
Yeah. So here with Chris Ferguson and Chris, tell everybody how you've been doing this year.
It's been an up and down year, but we've made a bunch of big changes, and we've just been traveling. We won a big race down in Magnolia 4 or 5 weeks ago, and ran good last week in the Dirt Track World Championship. So it's been fun. I've had a blast traveling, but I'm excited to be here this weekend, and then also next weekend to race in the World Finals. And we're in the ProFab booth, which is cool because I run ProFab headers. So it's cool to be able to see a bunch of my friends and family and a lot of the customers and racers that race around here.
Yeah, and I know you're dealing with. I'm so sorry. I mean, I can't do it. We're at a racetrack, so why someone is can you hear us? Okay. But oh yes, right on, right on. But I'm really glad that you can be here this weekend, and so you're going to be here at World Finals next week.
Yes, yeah, we're excited. It's just the one race where all my friends and family and sponsors and everybody gets to actually come see me. Where when we travel so much that they'll come, my sponsors and friends, they'll come to the ones they come to, they're able to get to. Like they'll come to Eldora, but this is the one place where it's really important for me to run good because all eyes are here and everybody's here, and it's fun to run good at this race because it's just it's cool to put together a good weekend and not just that, but have everybody that supports you be here to witness it.
Well, it's like homecoming.
Oh, no doubt. As much as I'd love to call this like a home track, or like everybody always asks me, they're like, "Oh, you're excited about Charlotte? It's your home track," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I have no advantage because we race here one time a year." But it is fun, and we've been very fortunate to run good here over the years, and it's just nice being able to go home and sleep in my own bed every night.
That's awesome. And now I of course know that you haven't always just been in super late models. You've also been in a crate late model a ton. And you've been racing for a long time. Do you have any pieces of advice maybe for someone who's watching, maybe thinking about getting started in racing?
Yeah, I mean, the crate division's awesome. Like, the crate division, what I like about the crate division is for a beginner, for a local guy, for a national guy, for everybody. So, like, when I was younger, when I would come up to Charlotte, I would race against guys like Shane Tankersley, Rambo, Jeff Smith, all these guys that were really big names around here, and it would really, I would get to see how I stack up against some guys, and like for me, racing a late model has been my whole life, but in dirt track racing, being able to race a crate late model and go race for the money that we get to race against, race for, there's really nothing that kind of compares to that, because last year I ran 10 races in a Jeremy Bullen's crate car, and every race paid, all but one race paid $4,000 to win or more. And we literally bought 3 or 4 tires for every race. So you can't really say the same about my Super. My Super, we go race for 100 grand, we have to buy 22 tires. So it's just
And
a real
travel.
exactly. Go, drive to Ohio, to New York, to Indiana, to Illinois, and what I like about the crate stuff is we stayed relatively close, and it's like I said, it's something for everybody. My cousin Carson, who's had a heck of a year, this has been really his first true full year in a crate lake model. He's learned so much, and he's able to race every weekend. And he can either race local, or he can go race for money somewhere, or he can go to Virginia, go to West Virginia. And I think it's cool to be able to do that and still be able to race at a affordable price compared to some of the other divisions that are out there.
That's awesome, Chris. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and tell people, I should have asked Dylan too, but if people want to find you online, if anybody doesn't know you, you should, because I've actually called out Chris before as you're so nice, for one thing. You're a super nice guy, but I really appreciate the fact of how well you take care of your sponsors, how grateful, it's so clear how grateful you are when you look at your Facebook page. Is there any secret to how you've been able to really develop your marketing for your race team?
The big thing is you got to really ask yourself when you're growing up and you're racing, do I really want to do this at a serious level? And if you have the passion and the drive to do that, then you'll start to realize little things like, I need sponsors, I need people to help me out, I need companies like ProFab or like Butlerville, companies like that. You're going to deal with them for the next 20 years. So the best way to deal with them is to be as professional as possible and treat them as you want to be treated. So for me, it's a necessity for me to have sponsors to be able to race. So basically what my mom taught me, even though they're sponsors, they're more of great friends for me that happen to support my racing program. And I do my best to, no matter what the night is, if we ran great or we ran bad, to represent them as best as I can, because they don't have to spend money racing. Nobody has, companies that are in racing, you can ask Andrew and everybody that here at ProFab and Butlerville, they don't have to sponsor cars. They do it, the majority of people sponsor because they want to. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they want to do that, that's something that as racers we need to be grateful for, because they could go spend their money going to the beach or going on vacation, but instead they would rather help out a racer, somebody who has the passion to race like I do, or like Dylan, or like anybody else. The biggest thing is you just got to show your appreciation, and not just that, think outside the box when it comes to presenting their company in a manner that somebody else might not do, because that's one thing I've learned, and one thing that I think I've had a lot of success at. I've always tried to be one step ahead, and that's when it comes to social media or an idea or a good way of just promoting their product. And something simple, even though it don't seem like a lot to you, goes a long way for a company. And it's just that's just that little stuff. When you do a lot of that little stuff, it adds up in the end result. And before you know it, you have 15 or 20 sponsors, and you don't even know how you got there.
Well, and I'm just going to tell you that I was on the phone with a couple of manufacturers this week, and your name came up. And they said, one thing we love about working with Chris is that when we work with Chris, he's going to send more business our way than we ever give him, as far as giving him in sponsorship. And so I would say that's the example. I didn't call them to say, hey, give me the lowdown on Chris Ferguson. I mean, you just came up in the conversation, two of them. I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
That happened. And I'm like, and I know the guy, but I've seen what you do. And I think that's a really important thing that I think a lot of racers miss, is that they can, they might talk or they might have a little social media post, but when you're standing at your car and somebody asks you, hey Chris, now tell me on the down low, whose header should I go with? You're sending them to ProFab.
Yeah.
Of course, you work at Butlerville, you're sending people to Butlerville, you're making them money.
Well, yeah, that's a huge thing. And like for me, a lot of people, with success, a lot of people ask a lot of questions. They want to know, what are you doing here? What are you doing there? And for the most part, I'm pretty open, but I know for a fact that whenever I bought ProFabs 5 years ago, and I ran them for 3 years without having a problem. And I know for a fact that there was a time in my racing career where I was buying headers every year. friendships, like in this racing industry, a handshake goes a long way, but friendships, you know, you'll be friends with these people for many years. I got people like Nick from Outerwears that tells me the story about how I showed up at PRI when I was 18 years old and I had a short time, and that they make fun of me for that. But you know, the friendships here go a long way, and not just that, but like the fact that I've had my trial and errors with certain things, and I don't mind sharing. Hey, you can go buy this $500 header, $700 header, and it lasts you a year, and then you have to turn around and buy another set. For me, you know, the friendships that I've made with people, I want to help them out, and the best way I can help them out is just by suggesting what I think is the best. And I'll be honest with you, when it comes to any part on my race car, I'm gonna put that part on my car because I think it's the best.
Yeah.
Now,
not just because somebody
not
gave
just
it to you.
because they helped me out. Like I wouldn't run ProFab if I didn't think they were the best.
Yeah.
I wouldn't run, you know, Penske shocks if I didn't think they were the best. So that goes a long way. But the fact that like you take the time to, like with Andrew and with everybody else I deal with, whenever somebody asks me who do I deal with there, and I'm like, listen, here's his contact information. Tell him that I sent you, and that just goes a long way. And it does. It makes you look better in front of the company, but also to your friend, because then, like when he actually does have success with what you sent him, it makes you look better in the result for everybody. So
Absolutely.
that's what it's all about. I just, you know, I've had I had times where I ran something bad and didn't realize it, and had bad luck, and I wish somebody would have told me, hey, get this off your race car, get this right here instead. It's a lot of headache. It's a lot more losing than winning in racing.
Oh yeah.
But there's people that make it easier, and I think it's our job, is, you know, for my friends and the people that I race with that I like to share that information with them.
That's awesome. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you guys.
stopping and talking
Yeah.
to me. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. We've got
Thank y'all.
Dylan Brown coming on. Hey, but you are my famous crate guy. So Dylan took the chance, and it was Dylan's car on the dyno to test out the ProFab headers, and you know, so you took a risk right there by you know, hey, we did it on the dyno, but dyno doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate to the track. So tell us, it's been a couple of weeks. You've run a few races. What do you think about your new ProFab headers?
Oh, they're great, man. They was really good on the dyno. They really made good numbers and kind of blew us all away. But
We were surprised.
They was good on the dyno, and they've been really good on the racetrack. I've had a really good piece everywhere we went with them, and it always helps just to make those extra few horsepower.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, I enjoy working with them guys. They've been good to me so far. You know, they're good to work with. And any problems we've had or any concerns, they've always been just a phone call away. So it's been more than just a product. It's been a company that come along with the product, and that means a lot.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Because that's what you want it's about the relationships. I've found in racing, it's not just about a couple of products here and there. It's forming those relationships and friendships, and being able to ask questions that you might have, and get that all dialed in.
At the end of the day, that's the most important part. You know, the products come and go, but it's the relationship that you build with people that take you further than just a few products will here and there. So, and that means a lot to me and to, you know, my crew too. You know, like those guys come to Virginia Motor Speedway with us and cooked out and hung out, and you know that meant more than just a product at the end of the day. So I enjoy that aspect as much as I do the product, but you're always, like I said a while ago, you're always looking for those extra few horsepower.
Oh, always. And with a crate, it's like we've got what we've got. So so we want to we want to do anything we can to have any bit of maximization that we can, and that extra little edge everywhere we can. I know that we're at Crate Insider. We're always looking for where we can find any gains at all, from the smallest thing to the biggest thing. And yeah, these blew us away, and they're beautiful.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best set as far as craftsmanship I've ever seen. I mean, they're top notch. They're second to none on the craftsmanship.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen the video that I did with Andrew from ProFab, it's right there. It's here on Facebook. It's on YouTube. Otherwise, you can look up the headers. I should probably put the link in there. Maybe one of the guys can put a link in there for me. But it's even on the product listing as well, so you'll be able to see that video. And I do some zooming in and that type of thing, because we have it's all TIG welded. I mean, the craftsmanship, like you said, the craftsmanship is just crazy. So It's good. Yeah. So tell us, what questions do you have out there in, we're live, so, what questions do you have for us? Feel free to type something in, whatever we got. I'm kind of looking around. I think we've got a couple other people that are going to, well, we don't know, because we're at the racetrack and we're going to start, they're going to start hot laps in just a few minutes, I think. So we're gonna do that. But,
It's almost go time.
Thank you. It's almost go time, and there'll be some action for sure. We'll see what happens there. Let me see if I have another question. And will I be at PRI this year? I will absolutely be at PRI. And if you see me there, just stop me and say hi. But you'll mostly see me probably with a camera pointed at my face. That's mostly what I do here. What is the horsepower and torque gain with the ProFab? We found, because we back-to-backed it with our Dynatechs, we still love Dynatech, but we back-to-backed it, and this was 5 more horsepower and 5 foot-pounds of torque on the dyno, is what we found. So we were really happy with that. And the other piece is just just a different level of quality, with being TIG welded versus being MIG welded. They are a little bit more expensive. So you're going to crash up every weekend. These are not the headers for you, but if you're going to be able to, be either kind of up front, or you're not gonna run into the wall, they're a good choice. I mean, what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, and I can really tell a big difference on the takeoff. They seem to really be more on the bottom end on the torque side, while I can tell a difference in the seat compared to what I had on. And racers, they always look for a number, and
Right.
he's produced a number, so it don't matter how much I try to sell them or anybody. The proof's in the pudding. They're there, and it's a good product. I recommend it to anybody. So.
Well, and even with hot lap quality, we're going to do some qualifying today. They were doing some hot laps the other day. I mean, you weren't even trying, and you were already third fastest the other day.
Yeah.
And that was because you weren't even at full throttle. You were just kind of out there. But
Well, we didn't know that.
something.
We didn't know that was possibly going to be our qualifying time.
No.
So
You were just like, I'm just going to kind of just feel out the track and
we'll see what we got in a minute.
Yeah, we sure will.
I think we saved a little bit, and I think we'll be all right.
Good deal. Well, I'm going to let you get to it because I know you need to get strapped
Thank
in.
you. I just want to tell you thank you.
Thank
Kate does
you.
an awesome job, and if there's any product out there that is better, you can bet she'll find it. So thank you, Kate.
Thank you so
and I want
much,
to say thank
Dylan.
you to ProFab for what they've done, and if you have a little extra money to take a chance, it's a good chance to take it. So thank you.
Thanks, Dylan. All right, so that's what we got. So they're about to start some action here. And if you've got other questions, feel free to drop them in there. Obviously, I'm going to be watching some racing action. I'll be doing some more recorded interviews. I want to get some driver stories while I'm here. But feel free to drop some questions in there, and I'll do my best to come back and answer those. It just may not be immediately because, as you can see, I am at the track. And just one more last thing before I sign off. Let me grab Andrew here. So Andy from ProFab, thank you for all that you've done. That you're really stepping up in the crate market. Thank you so much for what you did.
Right, yeah, thank
And
y'all.
I'm glad
Thank
we
y'all.
can become friends. We can make this happen. So you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you very, very soon.
Appreciate it.